the rideshare to her door I never took. At 6:11 a.m., my phone congratulated me for arriving safely at an address I shouldn't know. Trip complete, the rideshare app said, cheerful as a birthday. A map in friendly blues showed a line from our building to a block in Old Dock, row houses with porches and stories you can smell from the sidewalk. Under the map, drop-off, 23 Henley. Driver rated you 5 stars. Thanks for riding, Jay. I stared at the screen long enough for the kettle to scream. Talia reached for my wrist and turned the phone toward her with the cool care she brings to panic. She runs a tenants clinic that sues landlords for using fire alarms as eviction notices. I manage reputations for people who don't deserve them and keep spare keys for the doors they pretend are complicated. Between us, we are not short on skepticism. None of it helped in the half-light with the map glowing like a dare. "Where is that?" she said, not like a question, like she was rehearsing a cross. I knew it instantly, which made everything worse. "Henley," I said. "Ivy lives there." Talia's jaw twitched the way it does when she forgives me for being a man who used to be several types of problem. Ivy used to run with us in the days when we thought righteous meant sleepless. She left to become a building manager and wear a ring of keys that opens rooms I'm too old to be jealous of. She and I had tried on a notion once and abandoned it before it got ideas. "You didn't go," Talia said, eyes steady. "I didn't go," I said. "Say the word." "Honeysuckle," she said, and the stupid charm we keep for mornings like this worked its cheap magic. The room reattached itself to the life we've been building. The app scrolled helpfully. "Thanks for tipping your driver $20, it told me. "We love generous riders." I was home, I said. At 1:41 I said something inappropriate about the chair's agenda. At 1:49 you told me to sleep before I started nomming streets I wanted to set on fire. And at 1:52 we found a language the city can't legislate. Her mouth tilted. "Correct," she said, then business, unknown number yet. It buzzed obediently. Unknown, a screenshot of my trip. "Consider sitting tonight out," the text read. "Let cooler heads handle Harbor North. Sable at Murmur." Of course it was Sable. Murmur Labs sells shortcuts as strategy and invoices as inevitability. Tonight the council would vote on Verdant's latest trick, slapping wellness micro-residences onto 3 hotel floors and calling it housing. Talia had written the memo that got the votes nodded. I was slated to testify about Crown's Comfort Network, which Imaginee's consent can be harmonized like a playlist. A scandal would buy Verdant a month and Sable a quote about process. "Jono," Talia said, and we treated coffee like triage. Jono lives above a bakery and keeps forensic software open the way other people keep succulents alive. By 6:38 he had the ride receipt on one screen, the driver's profile on another, and my phone's motion log unrolled like a confession I couldn't improve. "You didn't leave the bed," he said. "No movement spike. No Bluetooth handshake with the elevator. Your watch thinks you rolled over at 1:43 and gave up at 1:44. The rideshare token was used by a second device with your session cookie, which it should not have, because security is something apps do cosmetically." "How'd they get it?" Talia said. Jono zoomed on the receipt's metadata like a jeweler. "A QR menu at Glade," he said. "You scanned it last week. Their ad partner injects a 1 pixel if Window Rider exists, and yours did. They skim session tokens and do ad miracles. Murmur bought the placement. Crown hosts the CDN, of course they do." He pinched the map's path. "Also, that blue line is pretty in the way a lie is pretty. No GPS jitter. No cell handoff blur. A perfect spline drawn by a person who has never ridden in a city with tunnels." "You can break it in public," Talia said. In 4 slides and a metaphysics joke, he said. Also, your driver exists but didn't drive at 1:30. He drove at 8:15 p.m., then got sick, then turned his car off in a garage with a crown node. The kettle screamed again. Talia poured, kissed my jaw like punctuation, and called Ivy. "Is your porch about to be the most famous porch in Old Dock?" she asked without preamble. "It already is," Ivy said. "Someone posted at 2:20 about a man in a suit who hesitated like a plot twist and then declined to knock like a gentleman. I did not open. I have cameras. The man is not you. He is generic problem height. Also, he is left-handed. I am stubbornly right-handed." Talia closed her eyes like a priest and then smiled without humor. "Forward the clip," she said, "and your door log and your patience." We went to Ivy's because it's better to see the trap where it lives than to fight it by rumor. Old Doc smelled like last night's rain having second thoughts. Ivy met us with her braid looped like a benediction and a mug I'd wanted once and don't anymore. "Doorbell at 2:14, she said, tapping the tablet like a stage manager. The video played. A man shaped like me in a suit shaped like inevitability, glancing at the peephole, straightening a tie I don't own, turning away with a half-smile to no one. The driver's car stopped at the curb overlaid with the Rideshare logo, too crisp, too clean, a translucent sticker on fog. "This is a ghost," Jono said. He zoomed on the hood's reflection. "Two figures became one where they should have stayed two. They composited your copy onto a body they rented, then pasted a logo for flavor. The porch light flicker is wrong. The time code font is wrong. And see here," he circled a frame, "that halo, crowned CDN overlay sweetening the motion. They call it clarity. I call it a bruise." Ivy's jaw worked like someone with a list of better uses of anger. "And Sable sent you the receipt," she said. She suggested for dignity. "I sit tonight out," I said. "Tell her to sit process out," Ivy said. "I'll sign an affidavit. I have a porch, not a salon." We left Ivy with gratitude and one of Talia's legal pad pages because she collects them like icons. The day became logistics. Ren at the lab pulled Murmur's tracking pixel out of the QR menu. Kira at Sky Lobby texted that Verdant's talking points contained, "If personal concerns arise, ask the chair to defer for privacy." The chair's aide replied to Talia's packet with a bear, "Bring that." We had 40 minutes before the first microphone. Talia pressed me against the hallway and unbuckled me with the calm of someone who solves big problems and likes to pocket a small certain victory before the city tries to invoice her for doubt. It wasn't obscene. It was maintenance. She climbed into my lap and used that hinge under my collarbone the way she uses a gavel. When she said, "Say it," I did, because rituals work better on days that try to rename you. Honeysuckle. The hearing room was humid with breath and expectation. Verdant's counsel said vibrant and wellness and micro-residences, and none of it changed physics. Sable leaned against a back pillar like a performance note. Crown's local rep looked like a man who had swallowed a modestly successful product line and found it had opinions. "Mr. Hale," the chair said. I held up the screenshot and the map and the frames like a bad magic show that ends with someone's dignity restored. "Last night, a rideshare receipt said I went to a woman's door," I said. "I was asleep. The receipt came from a token lifted by a QR ad at Glade and fed through Crown's content delivery. Murmur pasted a perfect line on a messy city and asked me to be a better scandal than I'm capable of. We are not postponing. We do not trade calendars for gossip." Talia followed, voice clean as a ledger. "Clinic first," she said. "Escrow with teeth. Cameras that do not ping near care. And a ban on using intimacy, faked or rented, to lobby this room. Do not say dignity when what you need is time to sharpen your knife." Kiera did what I hoped she would. She stood on the side and said, "Sky Lobby does not curate home invasions. Our logs show a crown node used for experience clarity during weather. We have turned it off. We will not be hosting a salon tonight because our brand hates being boring less than it hates being unethical." Sable almost applauded. The chair lifted one eyebrow, the gesture she reserves for moments the city learns. "We vote," she said. The overlay failed. The ordinance that should have existed last year passed. Escrow lands before a single wellness unit gets a tax break. Crown's partner-triggered warmth and clarity overlays are illegal in any development agreement touching housing. Cameras go blind within a block of care. And the petty line will frame in our kitchen. No staged intimacy in pursuit of public approvals. After, in the alley where the city cools off and the gossip evaporates, Sable clinked a lighter and leaned her head back like a wolf choosing to be civil. "You are bad for my quarterly delights," she said. "You are bad for my mornings," Talia said, and kissed me in a way Sable would understand as both policy and punctuation. Sable laughed. "Tell the chair I admire her nouns," she said. "Tell Crown I admire their survival instinct. Tell Kiera she should invoice Verdant for the apology the brand will make in a month." "You could stop," I said. "I could," she said. "Then I'd be bored. Don't take my only vice." We walked home with our hands in each other's back pockets because rumor likes a parade, and I prefer our choreography to anyone else's. The building thread had pivoted to a photo of a dog that looks like a judge. Someone posted a recipe. Someone else apologized for being entertained. We taped the screenshot inside the cupboard with the other ugly receipts: door logs, air tags, QR menus, a lipstick band we didn't buy. Not trophies, topography. Later, in the blue slice before sleep returns, Talia lay across me and put her ear to that hinge and asked, soft, "Do you forgive me for the half-second I thought the map could be true?" "I forgive us both," I said. "The point of a good lie is to find who still blushes." "You blushed," she said. "You keep me honest," I said. Tomorrow there will be another rideshare, another map, another camera, another invitation to a salon where process softens theft. Crown will update a page titled Ethics in Comfort. Murmur will call manipulation culture and bill someone for the privilege. Verdant will hire a poet to rename a lobby. And we will wake up again and hate our password and use it and put our mouths where they belong and tell large rooms boring truths until boring becomes law. If you ever see a line on a map leading from me to a door at 2:14 a.m., check the weather. If you ever see my face on a roof kissing someone I don't love, check the wind. And if you need to know where I actually was, ask Talia. She keeps better records than any app this city can afford.